Good morning, or good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching this. It's morning for me as I've been preparing and recording this reflection this morning. I hope this finds you well. I just wanted to share with you today a little bit about a couple of things that have been really challenging to me recently, but also encouraging, in ways that I feel like God is speaking into my life and in some ways still to work out what it means for me. The first of these is just fairly randomly, it seemed anyway, on my YouTube feed. One day came up a morning devotion from the Iona community. Now, I don't know if you know much about the Iona community. I didn't. I know a bit more now. I knew that they were somehow associated with the island of Iona. I knew something to do with St Columba and the birthplace of Christianity in Scotland. But I would encourage you to find out more. If you don't, it's interesting. Just finding out about the community. But what struck me was I just thought, out of curiosity, I just thought I'll try this devotion. And I was really struck by the prayers in it, by the songs, by the readings. I like the way that they paraphrase some of the psalms that just really help to kind of bring it to life in our own language. But there was a couple of things in particular with the prayers that struck me, and one thing I wasn't expecting was just how much they would repeat some of the same prayers, the same responses of faith every morning. And as I've looked at these, I've gone back to these regularly over the past month, and I can't always listen to it out loud, but the words come up on the screen and been reading about it, and it's really made an impression on me. So some of the words I'm just going to share with you now. First one in the prayer of confession says these words. It says, trusting in God's forgiveness, let us confess our sins and acknowledge our part in the pain of the world. It's that phrase, acknowledge our part in the pain of the world, that really grabbed me. I just never heard maybe our own sin, our own failing described in that way, and in that communal way as well. And that really challenged me a bit, like, reminding me of Jesus' words about we have to get the log out of our own eye before trying to deal with the speck in our brother's eye. And I thought it's easy to look around in the world and think, if you were to think of what is the pain in the world, and think of the actions of so many other people, and there are so many things. But actually, as Christians, we have also to look at ourselves and acknowledge our own sin, and that really put me in my place. And I thought, wow, what an impressive practice from these people in the Iona community. The second phrase is in the response of faith, where it says, this is a really encouraging one, but it says, we affirm God's goodness at the heart of humanity, planted more deeply than all that is wrong. And I thought, what a phrase full of hope. Just a great picture of, when we look at the world around us, just the fact that God's goodness is planted more deeply than all of the hurt and pain in the world, all of the damage we see in the world. And I thought, fantastic, it's a great reminder of that. So there's a couple of phrases just to share with you, and go and have a look if you're interested in finding out more. The second way that I've been quite kind of challenged and encouraged as well has been through my older brother, my big brother, who a few years ago surprised a lot of us by deciding to enter training for being a minister. And he now is a minister in East Lothian, and he's just getting involved in lots, and he seems to be having an impact in the communities, the rural areas that he's working in. But that wasn't the bit that surprised me most. It was when we were sitting, I think it was Boxing Day, we got together with my wider family and we were sitting over dinner, and he mentioned that he joined a Christian order. And I almost choked at my dinner. My reaction, to be honest, was not very gracious at all. I was like kind of laughing. I was like, joined a Christian order. And for me, it was conjuring up all sorts of images of secrecy, of the Crusades, of colonial things. It just took me by surprise, and to my detriment, I think, and my ignorance, because as I've looked into it and found out, I've really been inspired by what he's done and by what this people who are signing up to this Christian order are doing as well. It's called the Order of the Mustard Seed, and it's people just really submitting themselves to a rule of life, taking vows, but similar to the Iona community. They do that as well, where they're committing to just going that wee bit deeper and basing their lives around the greatest commandment, the greatest commission, the Great Commission. I thought, fantastic. And they're really, both in the Iona community and this order of martyred seed, as far as I can see, it's not been done out of a kind of sense of piety or something for themselves. It's about, we want to be part of God's change in this world, and we're going to just take some vows to live our lives in a way that we believe will help us do that. Something they're submitting to voluntarily, with good intention. So anyway, it seems no coincidence that these both things have come into my life. I'm still working out what my response should be. But I hope just by sharing that today, it's been some use and encouragement to you. And if nothing else for me, it's really sort of brought a kind of fresh humbling of my own place in the world, my own place in the Christian community, and challenge about what I'm doing. Alright, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.